Hi, and welcome to this AI and C# video on various audio options in AI. Today we're going to look at text-to-speech generation using the Azure OpenAI or the OpenAI. So in here, I have a little project called Audio, where we have generate speech underneath. And as it says here, it's not using agent framework because we can see the NuGet package. We only use the Azure OpenAI here. And something called an audio because we are talking about audio here, so we need to also be able to hear that. So let's go through what is happening here. We're just newing up an OpenAI client or an Azure OpenAI client. And what we're going to use of models today is not the normal ChatGPT 5 and such. They are the TTS models, which are fairly old. GPT-4o Mini TTS is actually the newest one, while the ones I'm using here is TTS, which is even older. But they are still quite capable of what they need to do when it comes to generating speech. And what we simply do is, instead of making a chat client or response client, we are making an audio client here. And an audio client can call this method called generate speech. And in order to do that, we need some text we want to do. We want to give some voice information, and we need to give some generation options. So in my case, I'm using the male voice called Echo, but you can choose between different models. And I'm giving the text, "Hi, welcome to this video about OpenAI's chat client. I'm an AI speaking the words Rasmus entered in his program." And what we can do is, let's just hear it and then we'll talk about it.
Hi, welcome to this video about OpenAI's audio client. I'm an AI speaking the words Rasmus entered in his program.
So as you could hear, it will just give the audio back, and we can try to switch to another female voice here. So what's going on? We're just giving the text, and this could be some transcript from something you have that you want to have in audio form as well. So we're giving the voice. That is just a value. We can't really set anything else there. But then we have the speech generation options. The first one is we can give some instructions. This doesn't work on the older models. It will simply ignore what you write here. This one can do a little. Yes, it sort of sounds a little more like a pirate, but it's actually not a very good effect in my opinion. So I tend to not use it, and you can also see it's an evaluation feature and not a real feature here. Then you can choose the response format back. I'm using MP3, which is the default, so we could technically just remove that. But it has various audio formats. And then we have the speed ratio, how fast the model is speaking. So if we try to do with the female voice here, let's try that. And then try again after that.
Hi, welcome to this video about OpenAI's audio client. I'm an AI speaking the words Rasmus entered in his program.
So, and if I make it faster, we can, for example, here.
Hi, welcome to this video about OpenAI's audio client. I'm an AI speaking the words Rasmus entered in his program.
So we have the control of the speed. And what we do beyond this, because this just gives a result.value, and that is just binary data, meaning bytes. And what we do after that is just C#. In my case, I'm writing it to disk, so I could run it after the fact. So that's very simple. But I'm also using something called NAudio, which is a Windows audio feature. So if you're on a Mac, you need to find some other NuGet package that works on Mac. But else we're just taking our MP3 file and playing it out. So nothing special there. So we can just, as an end here, try to take one of the other. Shimmer. and see how it sounds.
Hi, welcome to this video about OpenAI's audio client. I'm an AI speaking the words Rasmus entered in his program.
And finally, let's see the instructions. And you will notice that I can only do this on the OpenAI client because I don't have a deployment of this in my region. I was unable to get it in Sweden. But if I do this, we will hear a slight difference. Let's try it without first. I need to switch to the other model that can actually use instructions. So we do that here. And let's run.
Hi, welcome to this video about OpenAI's audio client. I'm an AI speaking the words Rasmus entered in his program.
And then we try to say speak like a pirate. I have also tried speak like an old lady, speak like a negative tone, positive tone, and so on. But I personally don't think it has too much value, but you be the judge of it here.
Hi, welcome to this video about OpenAI's audio client. I'm an AI speaking the words Rasmus entered in his program.
So there's definitely a sort of pirate thing, but it's still text generation, so it can't fill in words like ARM80 and so on, because that's not the idea of a generate speech directly from text. So it is possible, but up to you if you wish to use it as well. And that's everything for this. See you in the next one.